Well, we also continue to follow a big developing story out of Washington and Tehran. A high-level prisoner exchange between the U.S. and Iran is underway. The CBC's Sam Sampson joins us now from Washington. So, Sam, what's the breaking news on this story?
The latest that we have right now is that the 5 American prisoners, plus 2 family members, are on a plane. They're up in the air right now, heading from Iran to Qatar right now. They will land, then they'll get on another plane and head here to the United States. It's unclear where in the U.S., but that is the plan. They'll be here. Now, the swap portion of this, you have 5 American prisoners being released. You have 5 Iranian prisoners here in American prisons who are released on the same day. 2 of those prisoners are now in Qatar, and they're on their way to Iran. 2 of those Iranian prisoners chose to stay here in the United States, and then another is going to a different country. Now, a little bit of background on this. Washington and Tehran made this deal last month, but really it's been months in the making. 5 Americans all have dual citizenship with Iran. There are 4 men, 1 woman. Only 3 of the men have been identified. Now, Washington says all of those 5 people have been wrongfully detained, one of which has been in prison since 2015. Tehran convicted some of the Americans of espionage and collaboration with a hostile government. This has been a long, complex undertaking to make this happen, but there are 2 really main conditions that you need to know. The first I've already mentioned. It's that swap, 5 prisoners for 5 prisoners on the same day. The second concerns money. $6 billion in Iranian funds are being released from South Korea. Now, that's money that Iran already made selling oil to South Korea, but it was frozen in 2018. That's when Trump backed out of an international nuclear deal with Iran and then reinstated sanctions on the country. So Iranian officials now say that that money is in Qatari banks, which will allow Iranians to use it. That is complicated, but what you have to know is that is not American taxpayer money. That is Iranian funds that they made selling the oil. The caveat, though, is that Washington says, okay, we're going to release those funds, but you have to spend it on humanitarian aid, such as food and medicine. But it's unclear how they're really going to enforce that specific caveat. Now, will this make much of a difference in the tensions between the United States and Iran? Of course, those go back more than 4 decades. Some experts say probably not. It's great for the families of the prisoners, but overall, that nuclear deal that I mentioned, it's still a point of contention. It's unresolved at this point. Both sides say that they are willing to come back to the table. And then there's the humanitarian concerns, including Iran's treatment of women and girls. Now, this is all happening when the United Nations General Assembly is going on in New York this week. The Iranian president and the American president are both slated to be there.
Thanks for this, Sam. That's Sam Sampson in Washington.